Do you want me to pull them for you, Judge?
Huh?
Do you want me to pull them for you?
See if I can find them.
Two gonna be in the felony section. You see
Yeah.
in bold what
If
they
it's
have.
no trouble for you to pull them, it's
Not
gonna
at all,
take you
Judge.
forever to find them. All right, good morning, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Madam Clerk, if you wanna call the first case.
Oh, I don't call it.
Oh, you don't call the case. All right, Sylvia Warner, correct?
Good morning.
All right, counsel, if you'll go ahead, counsel for Ms. Warner, if you'll identify yourself for the record.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Blair Jackson on behalf of Sylvia Warner.
Thank you. And counsel for the state?
Stephen Fleming for the state.
All right, Ms. Warner, I understand that you've been charged with burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery and battery. Counsel, do you want me to go ahead and have a plea of not guilty entered on her behalf at this
Yes,
time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and her bond was set at no bond on the first count and 1,000 at the second.
Yes, Your Honor. I would respectfully request that a reasonable bond be set on count one. And I would note that the co-defendant in this matter, who is her sister, was granted a bond, I think, at an initial appearance as well.
Is it also my understanding that there's a capias for her? Is that on this same case or a different
Yeah,
one?
no, I think that was quashed when she was arrested.
So that's in case number 2020 CF 13355. There was a capias issued.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel for the state?
Your Honor, I'm seeing that there was a motion filed on the 27th to set bond. The state's objection is noted in that motion, and I would continue to object to bond being set.
And that was in which case?
I'm seeing that for 20 CF 13355.
Unfortunately, I don't have the full packet today, so I don't know the motion.
So I'm seeing the motion was filed, and then the comment on the clerk site says, proposed orders should be submitted directly to the judge. Please contact the judge assigned to your case, which I believe is Judge Calderon. So that might be why you don't have it.
I gotcha.
Our office filed a motion to quash warrant / motion to set bond.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Madam Clerk's gonna pull that up for me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, if I'm following this correctly, her regular judge is Judge Calderon. She had some type of court event and she failed to appear, and Judge Calderon issued the capias, it looks like, on January 19th. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct.
It's
Your
not
Honor.
correct.
You did not have a previous court appearance, so you failed to appear.
No.
What was
It
the
was just an
cap-
arrest warrant. And
What
she
was the capias issued for? Simply put, I don't want to mess with an order from Judge Calderon. I want to make sure that he has the opportunity to address this.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so
I don't know
let's
if she has
figure
a-
out why the capias was issued.
I don't see why. I have it open, but I'm not sure.
She is the defendant B.O., right? Sylvia?
Yeah.
What's the case you're talking about?
All right, let me see
Maybe
the
you
arrest
think it's
app. Let me see the arrest affidavit.
Or-
Are you gonna-
That's the one you have today,
I got nothing.
but that's all we have.
What's in the
It's
file?
the one we, the one that was standing today,
Does it say-
unless it's, see, that's the one we have.
And Your Honor, I'm seeing that there were two capiases, one from December 23rd and one from the 19th of this month.
That's the same one. Unless it's in this case that was transferred from,
Okay.
let me see.
PTR, do you have anything to add? Your Honor, it looks like the case originated from 2020 CF 15112AO and was consolidated to the case that the defendant is currently incarcerated for. The
Okay.
original warrant was returned unserved due to the case being consolidated. So it looks like she's just being arrested basically on a probable cause warrant.
So this is the first time up?
This is her first court appearance for initial appearance on this
This
case.
is the arrest affidavit that she was arrested for.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All right, so we were able to find the arrest affidavit in the original case. Okay. All right. Or the warrant. Counsel for the state, are you aware of her failing to appear in court?
I am not, Your Honor.
PTR, does she qualify?
No, Your Honor. Per the administrative order, charges that are punishable by life do not qualify for pretrial release.
What charges do you have for her?
Burglary, withdrawing, assault, and battery. And battery.
I could also take some testimony from her if the court would want to hear it.
State, what was the basis of your objection?
Your Honor, I am not sure who made that original objection, but as this is a felony punishable by life, the defendant is not entitled to a bond. So right now, that would be my basis for the objection. I don't know if there was communication when the motion was filed, though, with another ASA. I assume there was, because there was an objection noted in the motion, and I
think
wasn't.
that
the
was the
one.
basis of the objection. That's it.
Are there co-defendants? Is that what you were saying, counsel?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Her sister is a co-defendant, and she was granted a bond.
And what was her bond amount?
Do you know?
$1,000
was 2,000.
She's saying $1,000. I don't know if that meant it was 10 and then 1,000 to the bondsman, but,
It was 100 to the bondsman.
oh, $1,000 bond, I believe.
Can you pull up that one?
I have her name if the clerk needs it as well.
This is Sister Nikia. Is that her sister? It's two co-defendants.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said it's two co-defendants, so I don't know if that's her sister or. We have an A and we have a C.
All right, so what did A?
Oh, that's Kenny. Okay, what is A?
Looks like A hasn't been picked up yet.
According to the motion to set bond, the co-defendant was granted a $2,000 bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are there two co-defendants or one?
I believe
A
there-
total of three co-defendants?
I believe so, Your Honor.
That's my understanding as well, Your Honor.
So one co-defendant is $2,000, and do we know the other one?
He didn't go to jail. He's had his dad. There's no more.
Not, Your Honor.
My client's indicating she doesn't know if he's been arrested yet. You're sure he
I don't
has?
think he's been picked up yet. The KPS was issued on the 19th, so.
Can I see the arrest affidavit for the one who has bond?
Um,
All right, the court, after reviewing the related co-defendant case and also the arrest affidavit for Nakia Warner and comparing it to the one for Sylvia Warner, the court's going to go ahead and set the bond at $2,000 as to count one, and we'll set the second count at $500. Do not possess any firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victim, and do not return to the scene of the alleged incident. State, is there anything else you need me to add?
Your Honor, what was the bond on the second count?
500.
500.
Counsel for defense, is there anything else you need me to add?
No, Your Honor.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Should I
Sorry
wait for-
that took so
Should I
long,
wait for
guys.
paperwork, or?
He's asking
Should I
about
wait for
paperwork.
paperwork?
I can make him a
Okay.
copy and order.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Wilkie Bradston Playsville.
Pleasantville.
Hi there. All right, counsel, if you want to go ahead and announce yourself for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Hal Uhrig on behalf of the defendant,
Thank you. Counsel for
Pleasantville.
this. And sir, can you state your name for the record?
Wilkie Wilson, Plaiseville.
Thank you. And feel free to keep your mask on the whole time.
Okay,
I keep mine on, you can keep yours on.
okay.
All right, counsel for the state?
Stephen Fleming for the state.
All right. It's my understanding that he's being held on a failure to appear and his bond has been set at no bond. Counsel, do you wish to be heard?
That is correct, Your Honor. While English is not his first language, he's capable of speaking English. If I could be allowed a proffer, I have both he and his mother here to corroborate what I'm about to tell you. He tells me that he moved after his initial arrest and that he called the clerk's office on multiple occasions, both to give them his new address so they could send him any notices, and secondly, to ask, do you have a court date for me? When am I supposed to be there? Up until the time of he turned himself in last night, the answer that he received to those inquiries was, the case number you're giving us, we don't find in our system, so we have no information for you. In short, he was unaware of his requirement to be here on the 27th. I've spoken with the bondsman, who I also represent, by the way. They have indicated a willingness to stay on the bond if the court finds that explanation sufficient. It's sufficient for the bondsman and their risk factor, and they're willing to stay on if Your Honor is willing to allow him to be released on that original bond.
Do you have any documentation from the bonding agency that they're willing to do that?
I represent them. I can tell you he's an officer of the court. I'm their lawyer.
Okay. So it doesn't present a conflict of interest for you?
I don't think so.
All right.
Certainly not in this proceeding.
All right. Counsel for the state?
Your Honor, taking note of the fact that the defendant did turn himself in, I would have no objection to the bond, his bond remaining, whatever it was originally, I have no objection to.
Well, do you know the original bond amount?
Okay.
Do you know the original
Oh,
bond amount?
how much was your original bond? How much was the bond?
2,500.
I can find out real quick, Your Honor. He thinks it was 2,500.
PTR, is there anything else I need to know?
No, Your Honor.
All right, based on the state's non-objection, the court will go ahead and reinstate the bond. Is there anything else you need from me?
There's nothing else I need, Your Honor. And I don't need to wait for paperwork either. That'd be great.
Counsel for the state, is there anything else you need from me?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Madam Clerk, you need anything else?
Your Honor, does the court deputy have the ability to let me out through that door so I can go out with the mother or not? No? Okay.
Thank you, counsel. Next up is Reginald Duggar. Good morning, counsel. Could you go ahead and state your name for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Spencer Rhodes for Mr. Duggar.
All right, sir, could you state your name for the record?
Good morning, Reginald Duggar.
Thank you. And counsel for the state.
Stephen Fleming for the state.
All right, it's my understanding that Mr. Duggar has been charged with disorderly conduct and his bond has been set at $250.
That's right. The reason why I'm here, Judge, is because I represent Mr. Duggar on an existing case. And although I have a written plea offer in that case for a no probation, no jail time plea to a misdemeanor, I did have some concern that there might be an automatic revocation of bond here this morning. So that's why I'm here.
Your Honor, he is on bond for case number 2020 CF 007374.
I don't have any information about his bond in that case.
Your Honor, I'm seeing that it was set at $2,500.
That case involves a dispute with a neighbor over a loud music playing on a Bluetooth speaker. He's charged with robbery because the allegation is that when the neighbor refused to turn down the music, he snatched the Bluetooth speaker and walked away. Ms. Johanna Carantes is the prosecutor in that case. I've shown Mr. Fleming that I have an email from her with that plea offer I just mentioned. Although the headline charge seems serious, it's really a kind of a nothing case, and the plea offer reflects that. But I would just ask that there not be any disturbance of his bond in that case under the circumstances of both that case, the plea offer, and the new case. Frankly, I think it's debatable if there's probable cause in there, but I don't need to argue about that. But it just seems like a very de minimis situation.
Did you find out more information, PTR?
I'm trying to get it for you right now, Judge.
Okay, thank you. State?
Your Honor, I don't object to reinstating the bond. I would request that it be set at a higher amount than $2,500, but I don't object to reinstating it. I'm sure the original conditions were no contact with the victim. I would ask that be a condition of it. And then the bond, I think, is $250 for this case, this disorderly conduct. So I would request that bond be stayed at that amount.
Your Honor, the defendant bonded out on a charge of robbery. The bond amount was set at $2,500. The case now has two counts. Count one is robbery, count two is tampering with a witness.
When was he arrested on the prior case?
That was in June, Your Honor.
June 14th, Your Honor. The offense date was June 10th.
So the issue of that bond is that, it's not in my paperwork, but is it something we can address today?
Yes, Your Honor. It needs to be addressed today in order for the defendant to be eligible for release if that's what the court feels is appropriate.
Based on the state's position, the court will go ahead and not tamper with his bond in the other case. However, I am deeply concerned that someone who is already in the middle of a criminal case associated with violence even puts themselves in a situation to be charged with disorderly conduct and some of the violence that is set forth in this affidavit, which for purposes of today, I find probable cause. So for that reason, I'm going to increase the bond to $1,000 in this
Thank you, Your Honor.
case, in the disorderly conduct case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you guys take care, be safe. All right, let's go ahead and start with Osceola.
Good morning, Your Honor. The jail staff here at Osceola have requested that 3 of our cases be heard first for safety reasons.
Thank you. All right, go ahead and get started with Osceola. My name is Judge Rodriguez. You are here today for initial appearances. I have received and reviewed the affidavit for your arrest. The court's going to go ahead and find probable cause on all of those. Counsel, if there's something different that you need me to be aware of, please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. And because you're still incarcerated, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you for purposes of today's hearing. What we will do is I will announce formally the charges that have been entered against you and announce your bond or pretrial release terms. The first case I've been advised that we're supposed to address is Dennis Caraballo. Is that correct, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, that's one of the 3.
All right. Is Mr. Caraballo able to come to the podium? Is that how
Wait,
we're
was he
handling
one
it
of
now?
the first 3? Can you bring him to the podium? Yes, they can bring him.
Okay.
Judge, he's actually going to be in the cage. My apologies. He's going to be standing up.
Can you?
For security purposes, we have to keep him in the cage.
I understand. Mr. Caraballo, could you please stand?
Yes.
I only see 2 cages. Is there more than one?
There's
I mean,
one
is there
all.
Okay, I'm
Yeah, there's
unable
3,
to,
Judge.
I'm unable to see the, I'm unable to see the one that he's in. All right, counsel for the defense, if you'll go ahead and announce yourself for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Ben Houston King with the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you. All right, sir, could you please state your name?
Yes, that is Caraballo.
Thank you, Mr. Caraballo. Mr. Caraballo, it's my understanding that you have been charged with a 3rd-degree felony of battery on a person 65 years of age or older and a 1st-degree misdemeanor of resisting arrest without violence. It is a domestic violence charge, and so for that reason, no bond was set. PTR, it's my understanding that he does not qualify. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Caraballo does not qualify. He's currently out on bond. Case number 21CT253. It's for a DUI. He was released 2 days ago.
Counsel for defense, do you wish to be heard?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor. Just that a reasonable bond be set for Mr. Caraballo. He has no income right now, so we'd request that a bond be set at a low amount for him.
Has there been any contact with the alleged victim, PTR?
No, Judge. But he, just for the record, the alleged victim is the one that actually bonded him out.
For the DUI?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. State?
Your Honor, I have no objection to bond being set at a reasonable amount. I would also ask for no contact with that victim. I don't know if they live together, but if they do live together, I would request that he not return to the house.
All right, court's gonna go ahead and set bond as to count 3 in the amount of $1,000, and as to count 1, we'll reduce that, or sorry, as to count 2, we'll reduce that to $100.
I believe these are 2 counts. For count 1, did you say $1,000?
Yes, that was the 3rd-degree felony.
Thank you, ma'am.
The court took into consideration to reduce the bond amount.
Judge, are you going to take?
The court's also going to put in a no contact provision. Do not return to the scene of the alleged incident. Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do not consume or possess any alcohol, illegal drugs or substances, or prescriptions that do not have your name on it. As to the bond in case number 21CT253, I don't know if I have the authority to reinstate that.
Actually, Judge, it's already, he's out on bond. I didn't know if you wanted to take any action as to revoke that bond due to the new charge.
State?
So I'm understanding this correctly. He was released, did I hear 2 days ago for the DUI and then this? Your Honor, I would ask that the bond be revoked.
I'm sorry, can't hear you.
I would ask that the bond on the DUI be revoked.
Defense, were you able to hear that? The state is asking for a $250 bond on the DUI being revoked.
It's a $500 bond, Your Honor. I believe on the DUI is what PTR is telling me. We'd object to it being revoked. These two incidences aren't related. They don't seem, and as far as that's all we'd say at this point.
PTR, is there anything else I need to know?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Caraballo's last conviction was in 2014, other than the DUI and, of course, his new arrest for today.
Based on the arrest affidavit, it appears to be the escalation of some personal issues that Mr. Caraballo is having. According to the for that reason, we will go ahead and reinstate to the extent it's been.
No, Judge? Thank you.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Not taking any action as to revoking the bond and the DUI?
Correct, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Michael Simonson.
Yes, Judge. Give us a moment. Our officer has to get him out of the cage.
Well, they can see him.
Can you see him, Judge?
Yes, I can.
Okay, they're asking.
Yeah, they prefer he not be taken out of the cage.
Michael, can you stand?
Mr. Simonson, could you stand, please, sir? Could you stand, please? Thank you. Could you see him, Your Honor?
I can. Mr. Simonson, could you state that your name for the record?
Michael Simonson.
Counsel, were you able to hear him, and if so, what did he say?
Your Honor, he said Michael Simonson.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Simonson, you've been charged with a battery. It was alleged to be related to domestic violence, and as a result, the bond was set at no bond. PTR, does he qualify? And have you had any contact with the alleged victim?
Judge, Mr. Simonson, actually, due to a 907 per admin, it requires bond with pretrial release. But I did get to speak with the victim. She's requesting a no hostile contact, also a no return back to the residence. And for the court, for the court's record, Mr. Simonson has not been arrested. His last conviction was 2005. That's over 15 years ago.
That it comes back fuzzy like that.
Oh,
If
okay.
they just leave it on, it evens out and it doesn't do that.
Okay. Were you able to hear that, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, I could hear the state attorney.
No. Apparently, when you hit the mute and unmute button, it messes up our audio over here. So all I can hear is what's going on in your courtroom, not what's going on in this courtroom. So I actually can't hear the state attorney at all. So it's been suggested by court staff that if you don't touch the mute button, it will actually be better.
They're gonna have to unmute
But they gotta
themselves and
cut
just
it
leave
off so
on.
we can hear them.
Okay, we're going to leave it unmuted now.
Okay, great.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
Thank you.
We're all
Please,
figuring
nobody
this.
talk.
We're all figuring this out. All right, counsel for the state. Let's see if it works this time.
I can yell at you. Don't hold me in contempt, please. I have no objection to setting bond at a reasonable amount. I would ask for no contact with the victim and no return to the house.
Well, good morning.
Please.
Mr.
That's
Simonson.
my house. You tell me everything that's my house.
Mr. Simonson. Please understand that everything you're saying here in our courtroom is being recorded, and anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm also trying to assess whether or not you're a good candidate for bond and release. If you are disruptive to the court and you don't follow courtroom procedures, how can I entrust you to be safe in the community? Court's going to go ahead and set the bond at $1,000. Court's going to go ahead and put no contact with the alleged victim, no return to the scene of the alleged incident, do not possess any weapons or firearms.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next up, I have Corey Phillip.
He's in the middle.
All right, sir, what's your name?
Sir, Mr. Can you tell me your name, please?
I didn't even touch it, man. Bullshit.
Mr. Philippe, could you say your name again? He says Corey Philippe, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Philippe, you've been charged with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, petty theft, and criminal mischief. Your bond has been set for $15,000 as to count 1 and $500 as to each remaining count. It's my understanding that he does not qualify for PTR, is that correct?
Yes, Judge. He's actually in custody on other charges. Just for the courts, the warrant that he's currently being seen on also says no return to the scene.
All right. His bond's going to be as previously set and also include the same conditions of no return to the scene of the alleged incident and no contact with the alleged victim. Thank you, sir. All right, I have Reginald Johnson next.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. Could you please state your name for the record?
Reginald Johnson.
All right, it's my understanding that Mr. Johnson is being held pursuant to a violation of probation in case number 2015 CF 3676. As a result, his bond has been set at no bond and it will remain that way.
Thank you.
Lee Dow, or Dow Lee, my apologies.
Mr. Lee, come on up.
Hello, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Dao-Lei Lee.
All right. Mr. Lee, you've been charged with a violation of pretrial conditions related to domestic violence in case number 2020 MM 1074. Because it's a violation of your pretrial conditions, your bond was set at no bond. I understand that you do not qualify for PTR in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Your bond will remain at no bond.
Why?
Your Honor, Mr. Lee asked me if his private attorney has filed a notice of appearance in this case.
And who is that?
Who's your attorney, sir?
Mr. Kegel. Christopher Kegel. Kegel Law Firm. Kaigle.
Did she attempt to, because somebody attempted to contact us to appear today, and the attorney said they were going to be coming to the Orange County Courthouse, but that was not one of the attorneys that was here today. So if this needs to be reset for tomorrow for her to appear, the court has no objection to that, but at this point it is going to remain at no bond.
I just came back from Canada to attend a court hearing. I have no intention to avoid the court hearing at all.
Sir, I need to be very cautious. It's not that I don't want to hear from you. It's I need to respect your rights not to say anything on the record that could be used against you, especially if you have counsel that's supposed to be here today.
I don't have the phone number.
So we'll go ahead and we'll reset it for tomorrow to give her the opportunity to get here. Take care, sir.
Okay.
David
Your Honor,
Lehman?
you all don't have contact information, phone number for that attorney, do you?
I do not.
Okay. You can look it up back in the pod, I think, okay? Okay. Good luck. Mr. Lohman?
Good afternoon, sir. What is your name?
My name is David Bowman.
Thank you. PTR, I understand that he was picked up on a warrant. Is that correct?
Mr. Lohman it was a VOP for expired DL, Judge.
And I don't have any information from your office for this case.
We don't do any histories for any VOPs or FTAs or anything that was found previous. Probable cause has already been found prior to arriving.
All right, so apparently this is a VOP associated with case number 2019 CT1323 state. What's your position on this?
Eric, could you read that case number one more time?
2019 CT1323.
Say something. No. Okay.
And what was the charge in that case?
PTR, do you know the charge in case number 2019 CT1323 again?
Yes, Judge. It's an underlying charge is a VOP expired DL.
I don't object to setting bond at a reasonable amount, considering that was a driving record or driving case, and this is a driving case. So I have no objection.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor, we would request that a bond be set for this violation of probation case. It is a criminal traffic case in misdemeanor court here in Osceola County, and it looks like, from what I can see in the violation, well, I'm not actually sure what the violations are. I apologize.
Do we know the alleged violations, PTR?
No, Judge. We would have to pull the VOP affidavit. I can have it sent to you, Judge, if you want to take him last.
Court's going to go ahead and set the bond at $2,500. And if he needs to reduce that amount, he can schedule a hearing with his regular judge.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you. Your Honor, when's the next court date for Mr. Lohman? Is he scheduled for VOP arraignment this Thursday?
I do not know the answer to that, counsel.
That's okay. Thank you.
Marlanda Mark.
I forgot I can't mute it. Sorry, I muted the button again. Marlanda Mark?
Sir, have a seat.
Yeah, well, I can't talk to you right now. Sorry, I'm so used to pressing it.
All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Can you state your name for the record?
Marlanda Mark.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Mark, you've been charged with battery. Because it was domestic violence, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, have you had any contact with the alleged victim?
No, Judge. We tried to contact them today, and we left a message. Ms. Mark has little to no history. She has no convictions. The last arrest she had was last year in October for a battery, domestic violence. It wasn't the same victim, though, but it was eventually dropped.
Court's going to go ahead and set the bond at $500. Do not return to the residence. No contact with the alleged victim. Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Good luck to you, ma'am. Xavier Melendez.
You can get PTR for those type of charges. Yeah, the law in Florida says that you have to pay a bond. That's the law.
After court. After court.
With the bond fee, it's only $100. Anything under $1,000 is $100.
Good afternoon.
I'll try to
sir.
answer questions.
Could you state your name for the record?
Xavier Melendez.
Thank you, Mr. Melendez. Mr. Melendez, it's my understanding you're here on a failure to appear in case number 2020 MM2727. Your bond was set at $2,999 and it will remain that way. Stephen Mercado.
Your Honor, the defense would make a probable cause argument in this case, saying that the charging affidavit didn't show that Mr. Mercado's normal faculties were impaired as under the statute. The only evidence as to his faculties were an orbital sway, delayed reaction, slurred speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Judge Rodriguez. We are beginning to conduct our initial appearances for today. For purposes of establishing the record, counsel for the state, could you identify yourself for the record?
Stephen Fleming for the state.
Counsel for the defense?
Miranda Sullivan, Office of the Public Defender.
Mr. Interpreter?
Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter.
Representative from PTR?
Officer Clark on behalf of pretrial services.
For every case today, counsel, I'm going to be announcing the individual's name, what they are charged with, and what their bonds have been established at according to the original arrest affidavit or warrant. I have reviewed and received all of the arrest affidavits and warrants, and based on those, I do find probable cause. However, I will entertain argument, counsel, when it's appropriate. I'm going to go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty for everyone that appears today, and because they're still in custody, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent them. They can do a substitution of counsel later if they decide to get a private attorney. Anything else we need to go over?
Nothing
All right.
to state.
With that, let's go ahead and start with our first interpreter case today. Mr. Genghis Khan Viola Rodriguez.
Sí.
Sir, do you require a Spanish interpreter?
Caballero, ¿usted necesita los servicios de un intérprete de habla hispana?
Sí.
Yes.
Sir, what is your name?
Señor, ¿cómo se llama usted?
Genghis Virola Rodríguez.
Genghis Virola Rodríguez.
All right, the court has appointed the attorney over here to represent you in this matter.
El tribunal ha asignado a este abogado para que lo represente usted en este caso.
Sir, you have been charged with battery by strangulation, domestic violence.
Usted lo acusan, caballero, de agresión, estrangulación, violencia doméstica.
Based on the nature of the charges, your bond was set at no bond.
Basado en la naturaleza de los cargos, no se le ha programado una fianza.
PTR, I understand based on the nature of the charges, he doesn't qualify for PTR without a bond.
Libertad prejuicial, entiendo yo que basado en con la naturaleza de los cargos, él no cumple requisitos para libertad prejuicial a que no sea que tenga fianza.
Is there anything else I need to know?
Algo más que yo necesito saber.
Your Honor, he does qualify for straight pretrial release. That does not apply in Orange County, so domestic charges can be straight pretrial release.
Él cumple requisitos para libertad provincial directa. La orden no aplica en el condado de Orange, por lo tanto, los casos de violencia doméstica sí tienen ese derecho.
I thought that was by statute.
According to the admin order, Judge it does qualify for pretrial release supervision.
Su señoría, basado en la orden administrativa, él sí cumple requisitos para supervisión de libertad provisional.
My understanding is that according to a 50C opinion, we do have to set some type of bond in domestic violence cases.
Según la decisión del quinto distrito, tenemos que programar cierto tipo de fianza en los casos de violencia doméstica.
Counsel, do you have anything that you would like to add to enlighten the court on that issue?
Licenciada, ¿hay algo que usted quisiera agregar para educar al tribunal en este asunto?
Your Honor, I'm unaware of that opinion. I'm not sure.
Su señoría, no estoy consciente de eso, no estoy seguro.
Counsel for the state?
Fiscalía.
Your Honor, I'm trying to read the statute.
Estoy tratando de leer el estatuto.
And it seems that bond would be necessary. So in light of that, I would ask for a reasonable bond amount be set.
Y me parece que indica que una fianza es necesaria, por lo tanto pido que se programe una fianza razonable.
PTR, thank you for making me, thank you for clarifying for the record the administrative order.
Libertad provisional, muchísimas gracias por aclarar la orden administrativa en las actas.
And it's my understanding that under the administrative order that the defendant qualifies for PTR with no monetary conditions.
Y según yo entiendo, según la orden administrativa, el acusado cumple requisitos para la libertad provisional sin una restricción monetaria.
Is that correct?
¿Eso es correcto?
Yes, Judge.
Sí, su señoría.
Counsel for the state, do you wish to be heard?
Fiscalía, ¿algo más?
Is that an administrative Florida Supreme Court order?
¿Eso es una orden administrativa de la Corte Suprema de la Florida?
I'm just unaware of the order.
No estoy consciente de esa orden.
Administrative Order 2003-39-25. It's the amended order governing pretrial release, pretrial detention, and first appearance proceedings in Orange County.
Es la orden administrativa 2003-3925. Es la orden que cubre la libertad provisional, detención provisional en el condado de Orange.
Okay. In light of that, I wouldn't object to PTR. I would just ask for no contact and no return. And
Basado en eso, no tengo objeción en que se dé una fianza. Lo que pido que no haya contacto con la víctima y que no regrese al lugar de los acontecimientos.
possession of no weapons.
Y no se le permitirá portar armas.
All right, the court's going to go ahead and set his bond at $250 with PTR.
El tribunal va a programar la fianza en $250 con el de supervisión de libertad provisional.
Sir, you may not have any contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this matter.
Caballero, no se le permitirá contacto directo e indirecto con la presunta víctima en este asunto.
You may not return to the residence.
No puede regresar a la residencia.
You can go one time with law enforcement to get your things.
Puede regresar una sola vez acompañado de un oficial del orden público para recopilar sus pertenencias.
It is my understanding that the alleged victim is the defendant's son.
Según yo entiendo, la presunta víctima es el hijo del acusado.
The arrest affidavit did not have the son's age.
La affidavit de arresto no indica la edad del hijo.
According to the arrest affidavit, the son resided in the home with the defendant.
Según el affidavit de arresto, indica que el hijo vivía en la casa con su padre.
Until at some point around the same time of the alleged incident, the defendant kicked him out of the home.
En un momento dado, cerca de la misma fecha o momento del incidente que se alega, el padre lo botó de la casa.
However, because it's unclear who has the legal right to the home at this time, the court's going to say that the defendant cannot return.
Pero debido a que en este momento no queda claro legalmente quién tiene derecho a la casa, el tribunal va a indicar que él no puede regresar a la vivienda.
Except for one time with law enforcement to retrieve his things.
Con la excepción de una sola vez que tiene que ser acompañado de un oficial del orden público para recopilar sus pertenencias.
However, this can be modified by his regular judge.
pero esto puede ser modificado por su juez regular
if it is determined that the son is not residing there.
si es que se determina que el hijo ya no vive allí.
PTR, is there anything I missed?
Libertad provisional, algo que se me queda.
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, caballero.
Alejandro Ramirez Ramirez. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name for the record?
Buenas tardes, caballero. ¿Me puede dar su nombre para que conste las actas?
Alejandro Ramírez.
Alejandro Ramírez.
All right, sir. I have 3 cases for you.
Tengo 3 casos para usted.
In case number 2014 CT 4952,
En el caso 14CT 4952,
you have been charged with a failure to appear in that case,
lo acusan de una falta de comparecencia en ese caso.
and your bond was set at $3,500.
Su fianza estaba programada en $3,500.
In case number 2014 MM 6026,
En el caso 14MM 6026,
you also have a failure to appear, and your bond was set at $2,000.
igualmente tiene una falta de comparecencia y tiene una fianza en ese caso de $2,000.
And finally, in the new case 21 CT 804,
Y en el nuevo caso, finalmente 21CT804,
you were charged with driving without a valid driver's license,
lo acusan de conducir sin tener licencia válida
and your bond was set at $500.
y su fianza fue programada en $500.
Based on the failure to appear in the 2 cases,
Basado en su falta de comparecencia en 2 casos,
the court is going to keep bond as previously set in all 3.
el tribunal va a dejar tal como están las fianzas en los 3 casos.
PTR, is there anything you need to add?
Libertad prejudicial, ¿hay algo que usted quiera agregar?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Take care, sir. Good luck to
Cuídese,
you.
señor.
Innocent Delagrad. Does that conclude our Spanish cases?
That's the information I have, Your Honor. May I be
Have a great
excused?
day.
You as well. Good to see you, Judge.
Good to see you too. Be safe, be well.
You as well.
All right, sir, could you state your name for the record?
What is it?
Oh, he needs the Creole
Oh,
interpreter.
innocent David.
One moment, sir. Will you get language line on the line? I'm gonna go get another couple of. on hold with the language line?
I'm on hold.
Huh?
What did you say?
Are you on hold with the language line?
You can go to the next one if you want.
Can we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're gonna leave it for the next one?
Yeah.
Just put them on the wall.
Thank
You can
you.
just put them on a wall.
Christopher Wilson Quander. All right, good afternoon, sir. What is your name?
Christopher Wilson Quander.
All right, Mr. Quander, it's my understanding that you are being held on an out-of-county warrant for battery on an emergency medical care provider, and that as a result, and that case number is 2020 CF 3047. As a result, your bond will remain at no bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Can I talk?
I have appointed the attorney here to represent you. If I want to make sure that you don't say anything on the record that could hurt your case. David Quillis. Is this Felicia Davis? Ma'am, what's your name?
My name is David Quiles.
David Quiles, I'm sorry. All right, sir.
I'm sorry, what was the name, Your Honor?
David Quiles. All right, sir. You are being held pursuant to two new charges in case number 2021 CF 1165. Count number 1 is possession of a controlled substance. Your bond was set at $2,500. Count 2 is possession of cannabis. Your bond was set at $500. I also understand that you have two other cases. Case number 2021 CF 1165, I'm sorry, case 2020 MM 4490, and case number 2019 CF 14449. Your bond's going to remain as previously set in the new case, and then your bond's going to be revoked in the other two cases, and you can talk to your regular judge about that. Good luck to you, sir. Davis?
My mom.
I'm sorry, yes. Felicia Davis? Oh, wait a minute, we might have gotten lucky.
Do I have a bond?
Nope.
You can put them in.
All right.
Your Honor, he has some paperwork showing that that bond has been paid already on that.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Apologies, Your Honor. He has some paperwork showing that bond's been paid already, the $3,000 bond.
For the new case?
Yes.
He's probably being held on the other two.
I understand. Yes.
Felicia Davis? Good afternoon, ma'am. What is your name?
Felicia Davis.
All right, Miss Davis, you've been charged with trespass on property after warning. Your bond was set at $500 originally. Does she qualify for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will go ahead and place her on PTR then. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Any conditions, Your Honor?
What are the standard conditions?
It's the court's discretion, Your Honor.
Based on the allegations in the arrest affidavit, nothing other than standard conditions.
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor, can she be, one of the conditions be not to return to the scene of this
Very well, not
trespass?
return. Very good, thank you. Ma'am, you can't return to the scene of the alleged incident.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, Krish Mishra. Good afternoon. Could you state your name for the record?
Krish Mishra.
Thank you. All right, you have been charged with trespass on property after warning. Your bond was set at $500. Does he qualify for PTR?
Your Honor, we were unable to speak with him prior to court. He was moved.
Hello, can you hear me?
We would have to conduct an interview in order to determine whether or not he would qualify for the program.
All right. So, sir, at this time, your bond's going to remain as previously set, but you can talk with the folks at PTR, and if it's possible to put him on PTR, we can consider that tomorrow.
Okay, please hold.
Your Honor, just for the court's knowledge, if the court feels it's appropriate, you could order bond or pretrial release if it qualifies.
Very well, we'll do that. Thank you.
Any conditions, Your Honor?
No return to the scene of the alleged incident.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Bond stay or
Bond stay, PTR if qualified, do not return to the scene of the alleged incident.
okay. Creole interpreters on the line.
Oh, excellent.
I don't know if it was just patient.
I've got it over here.
Oh, okay.
Could you hit that talk button down in the corner?
Talk?
Down, talk.
She should hear me.
Good afternoon, this is Judge Rodriguez. Is a Creole interpreter on the line?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am here.
Thank you. Interpreter, we're going to go ahead and swear you in at this time.
Do you swear to translate from English
Yes.
to Creole and Creole to English the testimony you will receive today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. What is your name?
My name is Therese. Therese.
And your last name?
My number is 111546.
Is that sufficient, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. You can begin translating now, Madam Translator. Good afternoon, sir. What is your name?
Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment relais?
Bonsoir, comment est?
Oui, bien, comment relais?
Innocent d'Allégan.
Innocent d'Allégan.
D'Allégan.
Sir, are you able?
D'Allégan.
Sir, are you able to hear and understand the interpreter?
Est-ce que vous capable d'entendre est-ce que vous interprète là?
Ya m'entendo, oui?
Yes, I hear you.
Thank you. Sir, you're here for an initial appearance.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. So, before the hearing, what is the word? I'm sorry.
Sir, you are here for an initial appearance.
Okay, who left your initial hearing?
I have appointed the attorney here next to you to represent you.
Moi appointé un avocat là qui pour représenter ou.
You have been charged with a failure to appear in court for a pretrial.
Yo chargé ou parce que ou fait lui pour être capable de présenter dans pretrial là.
You were supposed to appear at a pretrial conference on December 14th, 2020.
Vous êtes supposé venir dans la conférence pretrial là le 14 décembre 2020.
In case number 2020 MM 7561.
MM 7561. Ok, caisse numéro caisse là c'est 2020 FM 7561.
Based on your failure to appear, the court issued a capias for your arrest.
Ok, à cause de que ou fait lui ou pas venir ou pas te venir dans toi là, qu'on y a la côte là, ben yon mandat puis yon capable arrêter ou.
And your bond was set at $2,000.
Caution bon là, c'est pour $2,000.
Your bond will remain set at $2,000.
Caution la prêté pour $2,000.
And you can address any issues with that with your regular judge.
Ou bien doit adresser n'importe issue, n'importe problème avec ça, avec régulier, juge régulier là.
Bonne chance.
I'm sorry?
Bon chance. Good luck, sir.
All right, thank you. God bless you.
Oh, bonne chance. Oh, bonne chance.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. That concludes our needs for the Creole interpreter.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Is there anything else I can do for you, Your Honor?
No, but merci.
Okay, merci. Thank you. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you for using our service.
There we go. All right, sir, could you please state your name for the record?
Jefferson Beauvais.
Okay, I had Marcus Pickett next.
Marcus Pickett.
Marcus Pickett?
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor, behavior.
Okay, so reset for tomorrow? All right. All right, sir, could you state your name again for the record? My apologies.
Jefferson Beauvais.
All right, sir. Sir, it's my understanding that you are here in case number 2021 CF1209 on the charge of aggravated child abuse. Based on the allegations and the nature of the charge, your bond was set at no bond. I also understand that there is a related case, another case, is that 2019 08271. Is that correct, is that correct, pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor, he's on pretrial diversion for the 2019 case.
Okay. State?
I'm sorry, do you mean he's currently doing pretrial diversion? Or has he completed it?
He signs the pretrial diversion contract on May 27th of 2020, so yes, he's on pretrial diversion.
I completed.
I'm sorry?
I think he said he completed it.
It appears that the alternative community service was completed, the 40 hours of community service, but the clerk does not indicate the case is resolved.
Okay.
Counsel?
Your Honor, that's the only information that I have as well.
And Your Honor, when you say they're related,
I meant only in that they're both in the same circuit.
oh, okay. I have no objection to setting a reasonable bond on this case with the conditions of no contact with the victim and no return to the scene. On the prior case, this is going to mess with his diversion. What was the bond on that case?
He's on pretrial diversion.
It's an MM case. The 2019 MM case, it's pretrial diversion.
Did he have a bond in that case?
The bond has been discharged because the case is referred to
Oh, I
pretrial
see.
diversion.
Okay. We can set, I can figure out what it was. I have no objection to just having it remain the same, whatever it was before it was discharged. I mean, that case is still ongoing, so, correct?
Once he signed the paperwork for the pretrial diversion, I do not know if the bond remained in full force and effect.
Right. I'm just saying, and without documentation that he's completed it, that case is still ongoing, so you would need to have a bond for that case.
What level of offense is this, counsel?
This current case before us today?
The aggravated child abuse pursuant to section 827.032A1.
One moment, Your Honor. I believe this is a first-degree felony. I don't think it is punishable by life.
PTR is it my understanding that 2019 MM 8271 is also a domestic violence case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel for defense, do you wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor, we just asked that you set a reasonable bond for this case.
Your Honor, in light of the fact that you just mentioned that was a domestic violence case, I think the nature of this case, I have no objection to setting a bond in this case, but I think this bond should be revoked for the previous case. I just don't know how that works with it being, if it was discharged. I'm not sure. I just don't know how that works.
Bond in this case is going to be set at $25,000 with no contact with the alleged victim. Do not possess any weapons or firearms. And if there is a bond in the other case, which I think there is not, that is revoked, and he'll need to address that with his regular judge.
Can we have a one-time return with law enforcement to collect
Yes,
his things?
he can go back one time to retrieve his things. Bernard Caldwell. Sir, could you please state your name for the record?
Mark Caldwell, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, sir, it's my understanding that you have been charged with aggravated battery with a weapon, domestic violence, and no bond was set in that case, and also criminal mischief. PTR, does he qualify?
Your Honor, he was not interviewed prior to initial appearance.
All right, bond's going to be set in this case in the amount of $1,500 with PTR if qualifies. No contact with the alleged victim. Do not return to the scene of the alleged incident. To the extent you reside with your half-sister, you can return one time with law enforcement to retrieve your things. Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do not have any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions without your name on it. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, what will be the bond on count 2?
Count 2 will be $100.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Derek Davis.
That's 1,500 plus PTR.
If available. Good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name for the record?
Derek Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you've been charged with battery by strangulation, domestic violence. Your bond was set at no bond, and resisting an officer without violence. Your bond was set at no bond in that case as well. I understand that there's someone that wishes to be heard. At this time, ma'am, we're going to go ahead and swear you in. Madam Clerk?
You raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you, ma'am. What is your name?
Kendall Dion.
And what is your relationship to the defendant?
He is my boyfriend and my child's father.
What would you like me to know, ma'am?
I honestly don't really think this is like the solution. Like, this isn't like a really like often thing. I really just like, I would rather him really just like maybe get some counseling like once a week or something, because I really need him to help me with my son. My family doesn't live here, and I need him to help me with my son. Like, I don't have a babysitter or anything, so I need help with my son.
State, do you have any questions for the witness?
I'm sorry, is that your way? Are you saying that you want to have contact with the defendant?
Yes, I'm not scared of him. I'm not scared of Derek. Like, I need help. I need help with my son. I need him around because, like, my family just recently moved, and I don't really have anybody, like, to help me raise my son.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Defense, do you have any questions for the witness?
No questions for the witness, Your Honor.
All right, based on the severity of the allegations, the court's going to go ahead and set the bond as count one as to $2,500 and count two $100. Ma'am, I have heard you and that you wish to have contact with the defendant. Here's the problem. Based on the allegations in the arrest affidavit, strangulation is one of the red flags that we look for under statute to determine whether or not it's more likely or not that you're going to be killed by the defendant. Strangulation is a significant factor. And so for that reason, the court's going to order that you have no contact with him whatsoever. He may return to the residence one time to retrieve his things with law enforcement, but other than that, it's no contact. He cannot possess any firearms or weapons. Ma'am, I understand that you need assistance with your child and that your family has recently left. I would encourage you to reach out to social services, including but not limited to 4C. Ma'am, you also have Harbor House available to you. Harbor House can help with child care issues. It's very important that you speak with someone at their office. I'm concerned about your safety. You should be concerned about your safety too, based on these allegations. Good luck to you, sir. Andre Garcia?
Sorry, can I ask a question really quick?
Yes, ma'am.
So how am I supposed to go about, like, him seeing his son if I can't have any contact with him?
He's not going to see the child at this time.
I'm
But
sorry,
I would
until
encourage
when?
you to contact Harbor House. They can provide you with the assistance you need. All right, sir, could you state your name for the record?
Andre Garcia.
All right, sir, you've been charged with aggravated assault, dating violence. PTR, because of the nature of the offense, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, have you had any contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor. A voicemail was left advising of the initial appearance, but no direct contact was made.
I still been talking to him. I need a bond.
State, do you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, just that I have no objection to setting bond at a reasonable amount with the conditions of no contact, no return to the scene, no weapons.
All right, given the severity of the allegations, bond's going to be set at $5,000. No contact with the alleged victim. Do not return to the scene of the alleged incident. Do not possess any firearms or weapons, including gas cans. And do not consume any illegal substances or drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
Take care, sir.
Thank you.
Marvin Markel Giles. All right, did I give you the one for Giles? Nope. Okay. All right, sir, could you state your name for the record?
Marvin Giles.
All right, sir, you've been charged with 4 counts. All counts were set at no bond. Aggravated battery with a weapon, dating violence, aggravated assault, dating violence, burglary of a conveyance with assault, battery, and armed burglary of a conveyance with a firearm. State, do you wish to be heard?
Are these what the out-of-state warrant was for?
No, this is in case number 21 CF 786. I am unaware of an out-of-state warrant in this case. Are you aware of one?
I'm I'm not, Your Honor, but I'm going to run him just now to verify.
This is for Marvin Giles. Do you have the correct defendant, counsel?
I do. It just says on here, out-of-state warrant arrest, book as fugitive from justice, no bond. And then I have the offenses that you just read, and then under that original offense, which is agbat with a weapon and ag assault, dating violence.
As to the current case, 21 CF 786, does the state wish to be heard?
Your Honor, I don't have the facts on this. It looks like it was a bird bat, and the state would request no bond, as he would not be entitled to one under statute.
Defense?
Your Honor, I also don't have the facts. The only report I have is the same one that the state attorney has. However, even if he does...
Counsel, why don't you come up and read the arrest affidavit then?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Huh?
Did she share with me?
Sure.
No outstanding warrants, Your Honor.
PTR says that there's no outstanding warrants.
Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, so yes, Your Honor, this is a bird bat, punishable by life. The defendant is not entitled to a bond, and the state would request that bond be set at no bond.
Your Honor, understanding that the defendant does not have a right to bond on this particular charge, we would still ask that Your Honor consider setting one.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last
So
part.
we would still ask that Your Honor consider setting a reasonable bond.
At this time, his bond will remain at no bond. I will need that back so it can go in the court file.
Oh, yes, Your Honor, sorry.
You should be able to get it back shortly. That'll be no bond as to all 4 counts, and he can address that issue with his regular judge. Take care, sir. And the no contact order will be in place with all standard terms and conditions, including no firearms. Paul Jacas. Good afternoon. Could you state your name for the record?
This is Paul Gabriel Hakas.
All right, sir. You've been charged with battery on a person 65 years of age or older. As a result of those allegations, your bond has been set at no bond. PTR, have you had any contact with the alleged victim?
No, man.
No, Your Honor.
Oh, PTR, my bad.
We did not have any contact information for the victim. No contact was made.
And it's my understanding that this is a misdemeanor level offense. Is that correct, State? No, it's a felony.
Yeah, I believe it's a felony, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. State?
Your Honor, no objection to setting bond at a reasonable amount with the no contact, no return, and no possession of any weapons or firearms.
PTR, is there anything I need to know?
Your Honor, for the court's knowledge, the arresting officer also did an on-view violation of the defendant's probation. He's on probation for cocaine sale, manufacture, and deliver through October of 2022. So that is a no bond as well.
And that's in 2020 CF 5045?
Yes, Your Honor.
Given that the totality of the circumstances, the bond in case number 2021 CF 1212 will be set at $2,500 with all the standard terms and conditions, including no contact with the alleged victim, no return to the residence except one time with law enforcement to retrieve his things, no possession of any firearms, and do not consume any illegal drugs, substances, or prescriptions that don't have your name on it. In the VOP case, his bond will remain at no bond. Good luck to you, sir. Yesenia Luciano. All right, ma'am, what is your name?
Yesenia Luciano.
All right, Miss Luciano. You have been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, domestic violence. Your bond has been set at no bond based on the nature of that charge, and also for battery, again, it was set at no bond. It's my understanding that you applied for the appointment of a public defender, but you did not qualify. But since you are still incarcerated, the court's going to appoint the public defender to represent you for purposes of today's hearing. PTR, have you had any contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor, a voicemail was left advising of initial appearance, but no direct contact has been made.
Counsel for the state?
Your Honor, no objection to setting bond at a reasonable amount for each count with the conditions of no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, one-time return to collect personal belongings, and possession of no weapons.
Defense?
Nothing to add, Your Honor, except that I do have an invocation of rights, if you'd like me to file that now.
I'm sorry?
I have a signed invocation of rights, if you'd like me to file that now.
Okay.
May I approach the clerk, Your Honor?
You may. Given the nature of the charges and the alleged use of a firearm with 3 minor children in the home, the court's going to go ahead and set bond and count 1 at $15,000. And count 2 will be set at $1,000. No contact with the alleged victim. You may not return to the residence. You can go one time with law enforcement to retrieve your things. Do not possess any firearms or weapons, and do not consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on them. Good luck to you, ma'am. Shamal Williams. Good afternoon. Could you state your name for the record?
Shamar LaShawn Williams.
All right, sir, you've been charged with 4 counts: burglary of a conveyance with assault or battery, battery by strangulation, domestic violence, tampering with a witness to hinder communications to law enforcement, and battery with 1 prior battery, domestic violence. Based on the nature of those charges, your bond was set at no bond. I also understand that there is a violation of probation case in case number 2018 CF 10311. In that case, your bond has been set at no bond, and it will remain at no bond in the VOP case. Based on that and the severity of the allegations in 2020 CF 14246, his case will remain at no bond in that one as well. Take care, sir.
Your Honor, I have an invocation of rights on this one, too.
Very well.
It's going to be no bond on all counts because count 3 has a $1,000 bond.
Oh, yes, it can remain sorry, 1,000. To clarify the record, there is a $1,000 bond as to count 3, and that will remain the same. Along with the count 3 bond, the court will impose a no contact provision with all standard terms and conditions.
Your Honor, reinstate Bennett's behavior.
Okay, we'll reset that till tomorrow. Ma'am, could you state your name for the record?
Nancy Gonzalez.
All right, Ms. Gonzalez, you've been charged with battery, domestic violence. Based on the nature of the charges, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, is there anything I need to be aware of?
Your Honor, she does qualify for pretrial release. The victim was contacted, but did not indicate whether or not they plan to attend.
All right, based on the allegations in the arrest affidavit, the court will go ahead and order pretrial release. With a no contact provision, you can't have any contact with the alleged victim. You cannot return to the residence. You cannot own or possess a firearm. You have to relinquish any of those to the Orange County Sheriff's Office immediately. And you cannot possess or consume any illegal substances or drugs or prescriptions without your name on them. Take care, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay.
Sir, could you state your name?
Joshua Hammond.
All right, Mr. Hammond, it's my understanding that you've been charged with battery, domestic violence. Based on the nature of the charge, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, does he qualify?
No, Your Honor. We were unable to verify his community ties. Also, the officer who screened him indicated extensive arrest history, a high-risk assessment, and history of drug use.
Based on the allegations in the arrest affidavit, bond is going to be set at $1,000 with no contact with the alleged victim.
Yes, ma'am.
Do not possess any firearms or weapons. You may not consume or be in possession of any illegal drugs, substances, or prescriptions without your name on it.
Yes, ma'am.
I do not believe the parties resided together, but if they do, then you can return one time with law enforcement to retrieve your
Yes, ma'am.
belongings.
Understood.
Take care, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Damon Hollis.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, could you state your name for the record?
Damon E. Hollis.
All right, Mr. Hollis, it's my understanding that you have been charged with stalking, following, harassing, or cyber-stalking another person, and battery. Based on the nature of those charges, your bond was set at no bond for both cases. PTR, does he qualify?
No, Judge, he declined to speak with us.
Based on the allegations in the petition, the bond is going to be set at $1,000 and a standard no contact order is going to be put in place. Sir, you can't have any contact whatsoever, directly or indirectly, with the alleged victim in this matter. That means you can't call her on the phone, you can't send her an email, you can't send her a text, you can't attempt to contact her through third parties, mutual friends, or even complete strangers. No contact means no contact. If she contacts you, you're under a court order to be rude and not respond to her. You are not to possess any firearms or weapons. You are not to possess or consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on it. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, was that 1,000 for each count?
It was $1,000 as to count 1 and $100 as to count 2.
Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying. Marcala Lowe. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you state your name for the record?
Marcella Lowe.
All right, ma'am. You've been charged with battery, domestic violence. Based on the nature of the charges, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, does she qualify?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court's going to go ahead and order PTR as to count 1 with a standard no contact order. You cannot return to the residence. You cannot have any contact whatsoever with the alleged victim. You cannot own or possess a firearm or any weapons, and you may not consume any illegal substances or drugs. Kelly Lynch. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you state your name for the record?
Kelly Renee Lynch.
All right, Ms. Lynch, you've been charged with battery, domestic violence. Based on the nature of the charges, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, does she qualify?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will go ahead and, did you have any contact with the alleged victim?
Your Honor, for the court's knowledge, the alleged victim is a co-combatant and is also incarcerated for the same offense.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have her up here.
Let's go ahead and bring her as well. Huh?
What's her name?
Weeks? Weeks? All right, ma'am, could you state your name for the record? All right. Ma'am, you have been charged with domestic violence. Based on the nature of the charges, your bond was set at no bond. PTR, does she qualify?
No, Your Honor. She has an open Dade County case for battery on a person 65 or older.
Ma'am, I've appointed the attorney that's next to you to represent you for purposes of today's hearing to make sure that you don't say anything that might hurt your case or be used against you in another matter. All right. PTR, were you able to find out anything about the residence that the parties share?
Your Honor, it appears that the house, according to the property appraiser website, belongs to Kelly Lynch. It has her name on it. They both provided alternate addresses at the time of the interview.
And Ms. Lynch qualifies for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will order PTR as to Ms. Lynch. She can return to the residence, but she can have no contact whatsoever with Ms. Weeks. No contact means no contact. Even if the Ms. Weeks contacts you, you are under a court order to be rude and not respond to her. You may not own or possess any firearms, and you may not consume or possess any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions without your name on it. Ms. Weeks, you do not qualify for PTR. For that reason, your bond is going to be set at $250. You may not return to the residence. You can go one time with law enforcement to collect your things. You can have no contact whatsoever with Ms. Lynch. You cannot own or possess any firearms or weapons. You cannot own or consume or possess any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on it. Good luck to both of you. I have Omari Meeks next. Good afternoon. What is your name?
Amari Meeks.
All right, Ms. Meeks. Ms. Meeks, I understand that in case number 2020 MM7882, you've been charged with petty theft and battery, domestic violence. Based on the nature of those charges, your bond was set at no bond. I also understand that you have an open criminal case, and that is 2020 CF 444. All right, it appears that someone wishes to be heard in the 2020 MM 7882 matter. At this time, we're going to go ahead and swear you in.
Raise your hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Keisha Green.
All right, ma'am, what would you like me to know?
I would just like to say that all of my belongings that said that it was stolen, I never had anything stolen in the case, and it wasn't a physical altercation. It was just a verbal altercation that we had.
State?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
PTR, does she qualify in the MM case?
Your Honor, we were unable to qualify for the program per the admin order due to her outstanding legal constraint in the felony case.
All right, so in the misdemeanor case, 2020 MM 7882, bond will be set at $100 for the petty theft and $250 for the battery with a no contact order in place with all standard terms and conditions. And then her bond in the 2020 CF 444 is revoked based on the alleged new law violation, and she can take that up with her regular judge. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
George Mendez. Okay, so reset. I have Heather Minorovic. Ma'am, could you state your name for the record?
Heather Minorovic.
All right, ma'am. You have been charged with battery, dating violence based on the nature of the allegations. Your bond was set at no bond. PTR, does she qualify?
Your Honor, the charge does qualify for pretrial release, however, we were unable to verify her community ties.
Your Honor, could I have the case number for this?
2021 MM 727.
Thank you.
Ma'am, it's further my understanding that you filled out the paperwork for the appointment of a public defender, but that you do not qualify. For purposes of today's hearing, the court will go ahead and appoint the public defender as a friend of the court to represent you, but you'll need to look into getting counsel going forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on the nature of the allegations, the court's inclined to set bond at $250 with the standard no contact provisions. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. Good luck to you, ma'am. Those standard conditions include do not possess a firearm. You can return one time to the residence to retrieve your things with law enforcement. No contact with the alleged victim whatsoever. And do not possess or consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on them. Good luck. Adalia Marie Quinones.
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you state your name for the record?
Adalia Marie Quinones.
All right, Ms. Quinones, you have been charged with battery, dating violence based on the allegations. Your bond was set at no bond. I understand there's someone that wishes to be heard. At this time, Madam Clerk's going to go ahead and swear them in.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Kevin Barnes.
right, sir, what would you like me to know?
Say what now?
What would you like me to know?
That this whole incident occurred over absolutely nothing, and that she should be released. And I know I can't have the charges dropped. It's just arraignment, but she's not that type of person, and mistakes happen. She's never been arrested before. We never had no situation like this before, but she's fine, and I'm not scared of her. I don't feel like she's crazy. I don't feel like she'll do anything dangerous or anything. She's a great person. She should be released.
State?
Your Honor, no objection to bond. I would ask for no contact.
PTR?
Your Honor, according to the fact sheet, the victim was booked in the jail on 6/16 for battery-related offenses where defendant was the victim. However, this does qualify for pretrial release.
Could you state that again?
The person who screens, Ms. Quinones, indicated a history of domestic violence. According to the notes, the victim was booked in the jail on June 16th for battery-related offenses where the current defendant was the alleged victim in the previous case, indicating a history of domestic violence.
Right. Based on the nature of the allegations, the court will go ahead and order PTR, but I will put in place a no contact order. That means you cannot return to the residence except one time with law enforcement to collect your things. No contact with the alleged victim in this matter. You may not own or possess any firearms or weapons, and you cannot consume or possess any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on it. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Take care. All right, it's my understanding that that concludes our domestic violence cases for today. Is that everyone else's understanding?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. So we are now going to move on to our felony cases. All right, sir, could you go ahead and state your name for the record?
Gerard Aquino Castro.
All right. Sir, you have been charged with possession of cocaine. Your bond has been set at $1,000. Could you state your name again?
Gerard.
Thank you. Last name Aquino?
Yes.
Okay.
Castro.
All right, PTR?
Your Honor, we were unable to speak with Mr. Aquino prior to initial appearance.
State.
Your Honor, no objection to the bond staying at 1,000, and if he qualifies for PTR, we have no objection to him going that route.
Very well.
Any conditions, Your Honor?
Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do not consume or possess any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on them. Any I missed?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
What's the bond?
$1,000
For PTR?
for PTR.
Okay.
Sir, could you state your name?
Brandon Lee Silver Ballantyne.
All right, Mr. Ballantyne. You're here on a failure to appear. Your bond has been set at no bond, and that's in case number 2020 CF 3034. You have the same charge in case number 2020 CF 11231. You have the same charge in 2020 CF 4470 and the same charge in 2019 CF 1127. Based on the foregoing, your bond will remain at no bond, and you can address it with your regular judge. Good luck to you, sir. Jeffrey Boston?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, could you state your name for the record?
Jeffrey Walt Boston.
All right, sir. In case number 2021 CF 1214, you've been charged with 3 counts Number 1, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. Your bond was set at $15,000. Count 2, possession of methamphetamine with intent, that's $150, and possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, that's also $150. PTR, is there anything I need to be aware of?
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release.
State,
I have no objection, Your Honor.
pretrial release without a cash bond.
Any conditions, Your Honor?
Is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor, I have no objection. I would ask for the conditions of no possession of no drugs and no weapons.
What level of offense is count 1?
One moment, Your Honor. This is a second-degree felony.
Court's gonna, as to count 1, the court's gonna order $1,000 bond with PTR, and then PTR on the other 2. Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do not consume or possess any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions without your name on them. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Giovanni Brady?
Yes.
All right, sir, could you state your name for the record?
Giovanni Michael Brady.
All right, sir, it's my understanding that in case 2021 CF 1161, you've been charged with burglary of an occupied conveyance. Your bond was set at $5,000. PTR?
Your Honor, he does qualify for the pretrial release program.
State?
Your Honor, I have no objection to him being released through PTR. I would ask for no contact with the victim and no return to the scene, as well as no weapons and no possession of any illegal substances.
Very well, court will go ahead and order PTR with the standard conditions requested. Good luck to you, sir.
That's pretrial release today? Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, would you mind reiterating the conditions that the court wishes to have imposed?
Yes, do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do not return to the scene of the alleged incident. No contact with the alleged victims. And do not possess or consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions without his name on it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State, are there any I missed?
No, you got them all, Your Honor.
All right. Good afternoon. Could you state your name?
Yes, my name is Wilkin Sherry.
All right, Mr. Sherry. You've been charged with possession of methamphetamine. Your bond has been set at $1,000. Does he qualify for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
No objection to PTR.
Very well. Court will go ahead and order PTR with the conditions that he not own or possess any firearms, that he does not possess or consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have his name on them. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Crawford?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. Could you state your name?
Cordarius Crawford.
All right, Mr. Crawford, you've been charged with burglary of a conveyance, and your bond has been set at $2,500. PTR?
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
State?
Does he qualify for PTR?
No, he's been incarcerated since December 14th. He's in on several no bond charges as well as this case that he's just being heard on.
Based on the situation and the fact that you don't qualify for PTR, the court's going to keep the bond as originally set. Take care, sir.
Your Honor, Denard Ellis has refused.
Okay. What is your name?
Daniel Estrada.
All right, hold on 1 second. Who are you? Estrada?
No, who refused?
Oh, he refused?
No,
It's
I'm asking who.
Denard Ellis refused.
Denard Ellis.
Oh,
this
okay.
one.
Will we be
I have-
resetting him for tomorrow?
Yes, we'll reset for tomorrow. I have Marcus Ellison.
Your Honor, we don't have one on the docket.
Okay.
Could you give it an inmate number? Let's see if he bonded. Maybe could you check and see if he bonded?
Again, Madam Clerk?
2100-2418.
Marcus Ellison,
Uh-huh.
bonded. Okay, thank you. Got it.
All right, Mr. Estrada. You have been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm based on the allegations. Your bond has, and the nature of the charge, your bond has been set at no bond. State?
Your Honor, no objection to setting monetary bond at a reasonable amount.
What level of offense is this?
I believe this would be a second degree, but I can confirm that. I was incorrect. It's a third degree felony, Your Honor.
PTR, is there anything to add?
Your Honor, the defendant has no arrest history in state or out of state and does qualify for the pretrial release program.
Court will go ahead and order pretrial release with the requirement that you not own or possess any firearms, and you immediately turn those in to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You may not own or possess or consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on it, and you may not have any contact with the alleged victim. Anything else, PTR?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. What's your name?
Natasha Denise Glee.
All right, Ms. Glee. In case number 2021 CF1188, you've been charged with 3 counts. Number 1, possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a business with intent to sell. Your bond was set at $10,000. Sale and delivery of cocaine, your bond was set at $15,000. And possession of cocaine, your bond was set at $150. It's also my understanding that you have an open criminal case in case number 2021 CF1063. PTR?
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
What was the timing of these two?
She was released on Wednesday, the 27th, Your Honor.
And then she picked up these on January 29th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, ma'am, your bond in 2021 CF1063 is revoked. You can work that out with your regular judge. Based on the totality of the circumstances, your bond's going to remain as previously set in the new case, and you can also work that out with your regular judge. Good luck to you, ma'am.
I don't
Ma'am,
understand.
There's an attorney right here to represent you. My concern is not that I don't want to hear you, I just want to protect your constitutional rights.
Okay, I'm not understanding. So the first thing is to vote, but I gotta wait, I'm in court on that.
What is your name?
Paul Hillman, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hillman, it's my understanding that in 2021 CF 1194, you have been charged with driving while license revoked as a habitual offender, and your bond was set at $2,500.
Yes, ma'am.
PTR?
Your Honor, we were unable to qualify him for the pretrial release program. We were unable to verify his community ties.
State?
Your Honor, no objection to setting bond at a reasonable amount.
Court will reduce the bond to $1,000. Good luck to you, sir. Tavon Hill? Could you state your name again for the record?
Tavon Hill.
All right, Mr. Hill. It's my understanding that in case 2021 CF 11740, you've been charged with armed burglary. Your bond was set at $15,000. And grand theft in the third degree, your bond was set at $5,000. PTR, anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, I would request that you stay the bond at those amounts with the conditions of no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no possession of any weapons, including firearms, and no possession of any illegal substances.
Based on the severity of the charges, the court is going to keep the bond at the same rate with the requested additional conditions. PTR, do you need me to repeat those?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. What's your name?
Rashad Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, it's my understanding that you have been charged with driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. Your bond was set at $1,500. PTR, do you have anything to add?
Your Honor, we were unable to verify his community ties. The defendant advised that he's been at his residence for a year but didn't know the address. We were unable to establish any ties to the community.
State any objection to reducing it to $500?
No objection, Your Honor.
Your bond's reduced to $500, sir. Good luck to you. Larry Jenkins? Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Larry Jenkins.
All right, Mr. Jenkins, you've been charged with battery with one prior battery, and your bond has been set at $100 in case number 2020 CF 1480101. In case number 2021 CF 1189, you've been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, and your bond was set at no bond. PTR, anything to add?
Yes, Your Honor. He's also out on ROR for case number 2019 MM4097AL for petty theft with a prior theft conviction.
State, do you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, just that I have no objection to setting bond at a reasonable amount in this case, and I would request that his bond in his open cases be revoked.
So his bond in the ROR case is revoked at this time. You can work that out with your regular judge. And case number, is that the 2020 CF case?
No, Your Honor. It's 2019 MM4097.
Okay. This is his first appearance on the 2020 CF case, correct?
Yes. I believe so, but I want to verify that for you, Your Honor.
Madam Clerk says yes, so I'm going to go with that. If you find out something otherwise, let me know.
Yes, Your Honor.
In case number, so his bond's going to remain as previously set in the 2020 CF case. In the 2021 CF case, he has no bond. Bond's going to be set at $7,500 with no contact with the alleged victim. It appears that based on the arrest affidavit that they live together, so he can go one time with law enforcement to retrieve his things. Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Those need to be returned immediately or delivered immediately to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. And do not possess or consume any illegal substances, prescriptions that don't have your name on them, or drugs. Good luck to you, sir. Sir, what's your name?
My name is Dakarius Dean Lambert, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Akarius, give me 1 second. All right, Mr. Lambert.
Yes, ma'am.
In case number 2021 CF1218, there are 4 charges against you. Count 1, sale and delivery of fentanyl. The bond was set at $15,000. Count 2, unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Your bond was set at $150. Count 3, resisting an officer without violence. Your bond was set at $100. And count 4, neglect of a child. Your bond was set at $150. I understand you have another case, and that's case 2020 CF 96140. Your bond is going to be revoked in that case because of these new charges. You can take that up with your regular judge. Because of that pre-existing case, your bond's going to be already set in the new case, and you can also take that up with your regular judge. Good luck to you, sir.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Matthew Messier is bonded.
Very well. Chanel Middleton?
Yes, I am.
All right, could you state your name for the record?
My name is Chanel Middleton.
All right, ma'am, you've been charged with neglect of a child. Based on the nature of the charges, your bond was set at no bond. PTR?
The defendant has no criminal history, but due to the nature of the charge, she's unable to use the rest of the pretrial release program.
State?
Your Honor, I would just request bond be set at a reasonable amount. This is a third-degree felony.
Based on the nature of the allegations, bond's going to be set at $500. Is the state requesting any conditions?
I don't have the facts of this case, so I don't know what happened. Is it?
Why don't you come and look at
Okay,
it?
thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize. She has no documented criminal history, but it does indicate that she has expunged criminal history.
Can you repeat that last part?
She has no current arrest history, but she does have something that's been expunged.
Thank you. Your Honor, are we able to inquire whether there's someone else who's able to take care of the child?
So, counsel, here are the things that the court needs to know in order to make a decision in this matter. A, whether or not DCF is involved, and whether or not there is someone to care for the child. Can you speak with your client
Yes, Your
about
Honor.
that, rather than me making her put that on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client has indicated that DCF is involved and that there is someone else who can take care of the child.
Very well. Bond will remain as previously reduced by the court, set by the court, with the additional requirement that you follow all requirements of your DCF and your case plan. And you have, if it is allowed by DCF, that you have no hostile contact with the child. Anything else?
Not for defense, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I apologize. What was the amount of the bond?
$500.
Fine, okay, thank you.
Take care, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, what is your name?
Devins Morgan.
All right, Mr. Morgan. In case number 21, CF1219, you've been charged with 4 counts. Count number 1, possession of cocaine, your bond was set at $1,000. Count 2, burglary of an occupied structure, your bond was set at $5,000. Count 3, resisting an officer without violence, your bond was set at $500. And count 4, fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer or failing to obey orders to stop. Your bond was set at $500. Also looks like there is a traffic charge, but that's related to count 4, correct, madam? Correct, PTR?
The fleeing and attempting to elude, Your Honor?
Failure to obey police officer, fleeing, yeah. I have 4 counts, is that what you have?
That's what I have.
Okay.
Charge. Maybe the arresting officer issued a citation with that?
Yes, I just wanted to confirm that I had them all.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Only 4
PTR, what do you
counts.
want me to know?
Your Honor, his last conviction was in 2019 for resisting without, he has extensive criminal history, but no failures to appear charge.
State?
Your Honor, taking into consideration the facts of this case as well as his history, I would request that the bond be stated the amounts.
At this time, bond's going to remain as previously set. You can take it up with your regular judge, okay? Good luck to you.
Do I have a
I
bond?
want to make sure that your rights are protected, and so I would ask that you direct your comments to your attorney first. Good afternoon. Could you state your name for the record?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sean Pericles.
All right, sir. You've been charged with shooting or throwing a missile into a dwelling, structure, or vehicle. Your bond has been set at $2,500. PTR, is there anything I need to know?
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, I would just ask the court to stay the amount and order no weapons.
Your Honor, for the court's knowledge, he has been incarcerated since January 6th and is currently incarcerated on multiple no bonds.
I was just looking at that, thank you. The bond will remain as previously set. Good luck to you, sir. Peterson? Hi, what's your name?
Trevor Peterson.
All right. All right, Mr. Peterson, in case number 2021 CF 1158, you've been charged with 5 counts. Count 1 is trafficking in meth. Your bond was set at $50,000. Count 2 was possession. Your bond was set at $150,000. Count 3 was additional possession. Your bond was set at $150,000. Count 4 was possession of cocaine. Bond was set at $150,000, and count 5 was resisting an officer without violence. I also understand that you have case number 2021 CF 528, in which you were charged with aggravated battery with a firearm, including a discharge of that firearm. Your bond was set at $25,000 in that case. See that there is a failure to appear in case number 2020 CT 6930, where your judge in that case set your bond at $2,000. And I've also been advised that you are currently out on bond in case number 2020 CF 8939. Based on the totality of the circumstances, the court's going to have your bond set as previously ordered. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, one question, ma'am.
Sir, can you address it to your attorney just so that we can protect your rights here?
Will you be taking any action on that open case, Your Honor?
The open case? Oh, his bond's revoked on that one.
Your Honor.
Which was the case that it was revoked?
2020 CF 8939.
Thank you.
Take care, sir. Richardson? Could you state your name for the record?
Susan Richardson.
I'm sorry?
Susan Richardson.
Is that your whole name?
Susan Sharita Richardson.
Thank you. Just want to make sure. Ms. Richardson, you're here in case number 2021 CF 1173 on 2 charges. Burglary of a dwelling, your bond was set at $5,000, and count 2, criminal mischief, your bond was set at $100. I also have case number 2021 MM 1650, in which you were charged with petty theft, and your bond was set at $500. PTR?
Your Honor, the defendant indicated yesterday that her family intended to post bail if the court would be open to possibly attempting to get more information from the defendant to see if she could qualify for the program, since it looks like bond didn't go through.
Is there any history the court should be aware of?
Yes, Your Honor. She has 2 felony convictions, 3 misdemeanor convictions, 4 failures to appear, and 1 DOC incarceration. Her last conviction was in 2016 for child neglect, and her last failure to appear was in 2014.
Based on the totality of the circumstances, and in particular the failure to appear, the court's going to have bond remain set as previously ordered. Good luck to you. Could you state your name for the record?
James Lamont Stevens.
All right. I have Stephen Eric Robinson next. Did he bond out? Yes, the bonds remain set if both of them. Okay.
Rover, would you repeat the name for me, please?
Stephen Eric Robinson. Did we already address that one? And the papers got out of order?
Looking into it right now, Judge.
Alas, there are many of them.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, who's looking into it?
2100-2497.
He bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, what is your name?
James Lamont Stevens.
All right, Mr. Stevenson, now that we have the right paperwork, that's important. Sir, in case number 2021 CF 1197, you are charged with fleeing or attempting to elude police officers. Based on the nature of that charge, your bond was set at no bond. And then in case number 21 CT 806, you were charged with DUI, driving while under the influence. Your bond was set at $500. And then in case 21 CT 807, you were charged with driving while license suspended, subsequent offense, and your bond was set at $500. PTR, what would you like me to know?
Your Honor, the defendant's last conviction was in 2011. His last failure to appear, his only failure to appear was in 1992, and he does qualify for the pretrial release program.
State?
Your Honor, due to the nature of these charges, the state would request setting bond at a reasonable amount for all the counts.
What level of offense is the fleeing or attempting to elude?
3rd degree, but I can confirm that. Yes, a 3rd degree felony.
I'm sorry?
Yes, a 3rd degree felony.
All right, as to the 2 CT cases, 806 and 807, the court will order PTR. With the additional requirement of do not possess or consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that don't have your name on them. as to 2021 CF 1197. Court's going to order bond in the amount of $1,000 with the PTR requirement. Good luck to you, sir.
Are there any conditions on the felony case?
Do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do not consume any illegal substances. Any that I missed? All right, thank you. Walter Taylor? Hi, what's your name?
Walter Taylor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Taylor. It's my understanding that you are here in case number 2020 CF 10083 for a failure to appear in 2 counts. And for both counts, your bond was set by your judge. I'm sorry, in the first count, your judge set your bond at $500, and in the second count, your judge set your bond at $100. Because it was determined by your regular judge, I'm not going to mess with that, and you can take it up with him or her. Good luck to you, sir. Good afternoon. What is your name?
Dennis Wilhelmus.
I'm sorry?
Dennis Wilhelmus.
Could you? Sir, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Could you repeat your name?
Dennis Wilhelmus.
Give me 1 second to make sure I have the right paperwork. That's the one I had next. Ah, got it. Are you familiar with this case?
Yes, Judge, he's been incarcerated since April, since the case originated.
In which case?
2020 CF 4739.
Okay. All right, sir, for this morning's, or today's purposes, you're here on case 2020 CF 4739. In that case, you have 2 counts for failure to appear. In that case, your regular judge set your bond in count 1 at $1,000 and count 2 set your bond at $100. Because that's been determined by your regular judge, I'm not going to change that today, and you can take it up with them, okay? Good luck to you. Ronald Wilson?
Bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Wilson bonded, Your Honor.
Benedictus Crucius? You got that one? Okay, so reset till tomorrow. Ulysses Cruz Manduano?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, could you state your name?
Ulises Cruz Mandujano.
Thank you so much, sir. You're here on case number 2020 MM 584. In this case, you've been charged with a failure to appear, and your judge set your bond at $2,000. Because that was determined by your regular judge, I'm not going to change that today, and you'll need to take it up with your regular judge. There is an attorney that's been appointed to represent you. If you'll direct your questions to her, just so I can protect your constitutional rights.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got arrested before. charge. This is only one charge. But what I'm trying to say is that I got released. They released me, but they never told me about a court. They never gave me a paper about a court. And then they...
Sir, I can hear you over here, so I'm concerned that you are waiving your constitutional rights, and I don't want you to do that inadvertently. This is an issue you need to take up with your regular judge. I cannot determine it. I cannot determine the outcome of your case today. Good luck to you, sir. Robert Patterson? Sir, could you, Robert Patterson? Oh, okay. Did I call them out of order? Was there someone?
No, you did.
Okay.
You did. So we would let you sit down.
Good afternoon, sir. What is your name?
Robert Patterson.
All right, Mr. Patterson. You are here pursuant to a capias that was issued by your judge in case number 2020 MO15. You failed to appear for a plea and sentence on January 26, 2021, and your judge set your bond at $2,000, and it's going to remain that way. Good luck to you, sir. All right, and I now understand that we're moving on to traffic cases. Is that correct?
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone need a break, or you want to keep going? All right. I agree. Just need to check.
Power through.
All right, what is your name?
Dominique Brown.
What about Tanya Bernadotte? You don't have Tanya Bernadotte? Okay.
2100, 2514.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Dominique Siobhan Brown.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Could you state your name again?
Dominique Brown.
All right. All right, you've been charged with driving while license suspended. Your bond was set at $500. PTR?
Your Honor, he has one previous failure to appear and one conviction for possession of marijuana. We were unable to verify his community ties. He's unemployed and advised the history of substance abuse.
State?
Your Honor, I would ask for a monetary bond, but in a low amount.
The bond's currently set at $500. The court will reduce it to $150. Good luck to you. John Michael Bunce?
Your Honor, he's left the warranty.
Reset. Gavin Burleson? All right, sir, could you state your name for the record?
Gavin McKenzie Burleson, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Burleson, you're here in case number 2021 CT142 for the charge of driving while license suspended, and your bond was set at $500. It's also my understanding that you're here in case number 2021 CT38 for a failure to appear, and your bond was set at $2,000 by your regular judge. And then you also have case number 2020 CF 5976. And so the court's going to have your bond remain as previously set in your two cases. And then in 2020 CF 5976, your bond is revoked, and you can address that issue with your regular judge. Good luck to you.
One question.
Your Honor, Deshaun Cohen.
The revoke, does that mean that I
Thank
stay
you.
here? Do I go home or lower? Staying here?
Alana Renee Ligon. Could you state your name for the record?
Alana Ligon.
Okay, Ms. Ligon.
Yes,
I understand that in 21 CT 803, you've been charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid license, and your bond was set at $1,000. And then I understand you also have case number well, I'm told there are two cases, but I only, case number MM180-11326BA. It appears to be out of Polk County, and there is an out-of-county warrant for your arrest, and as a result, your bond has been set at no bond. In the Orange County case, the 21 CT 803, your bond will remain as previously set. And then in the Polk County one, it will remain as previously set. Good luck to you. Dolores Mary Rodriguez. Dolores Maris Rodriguez. What is your name?
Dolores Marrero Jr.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, you have been charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond has been set at $500, and that's in case number 2021 MM721. I also have two other traffic cases, 21 CT 799, 21 CT 800. Your count one of that, I guess, count one was set at $500 and count two at $100 for no valid driver's license and no motor vehicle registration. PTR?
Your Honor, we were unable to qualify him for pretrial release. He has an outstanding DOT warrant in Connecticut. We will not extradite from Florida. And a multi-state offender, Connecticut and New York history. And these guys not verified.
Based on that, bonds will remain as previously set. Good luck to you. Kendall Maurice Moore. Could you state your name for the record?
Kendall Maurice Moore.
All right, sir. You have been charged with DUI, driving under the influence. Your bond has been set at $500. PTR?
Your Honor, the defendant has no previous convictions, one previous arrest for battery domestic. He does qualify for the pretrial release program.
Court will go ahead and order PTR with the requirement that you not consume any illegal substances, drugs, or prescriptions that are not prescribed to you, and also that you not possess any firearms. Good luck to you. Alexis Sams?
Yes.
Could you state your name for the record?
Alexis Sams.
All right, Ms. Sams, it's my understanding that in case number 21 CT 143, you have been charged with driving with a suspended or revoked license, subsequent offense. Your bond was set at $500. I also understand you have two other cases, one out of Hillsborough County for an out-of-county warrant. And then also a second one from Hillsborough County that is also an out-of-county warrant. Both of them are petty theft charges. PTR?
Your Honor, I'm only indicating one Hillsborough County warrant. The bond was set at ROR for that case. The defendant does have previous failures to appear, the most recent being in November of 2020.
State?
Your Honor, I would ask that the bond be stated the amount.
Very well. Based on the totality of the information presented to the court today, bonds will remain as previously set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Huh?
She had RR on the.
Or
No charge.
could you state your name?
Deshaun Jones.
Okay, hold on one second. I have Abner next. 21 CT 805. Huh? You don't have that one on the docket?
2100, 2486.
Bonded.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Could you say your name again?
Deshaun Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones. You're here today in case number 21MM724 for trespass on a property after warning. Your bond was set at $500. I also understand that you have case number 2020MM8982, which is also a trespass on property after warning. Your bond amount in that case was ROR. PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you want me to know on Mr. Jones?
Yes, Judge. He has history in 3 states. I'm not indicating any previous failures to appear, but as the court noted, he does have an open out-on-bond case.
State?
Is PTR an option?
For the admin order, we were unable to qualify him for the program due to his outstanding legal constraint. However, if the court feels it is appropriate, that order would be followed.
Defense?
Your Honor, we would request PTR if Your Honor feels it appropriate.
Your Honor, if I may, when speaking with the defendant did advise that he's transient, was unable to provide any emergency contacts or a phone number or email address, so indicating it may be difficult for the defendant to comply with the conditions of the pretrial release program.
Has he missed any court dates in the 2020 MM8982?
Happy to check that for you, Judge. Your Honor, it appears that there was a hearing on January 13th. The order indicates that he was not present, but no FTA has been issued.
Looks like his next court date is February 24th, 2021 in that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, PTR does not appear to be a viable option, nor does the current bond amount of $500. Any suggestions?
Your Honor, I have no objection to reducing the bond to $100 on each case. Seems reasonable to me, in light of the charges.
I agree, Your Honor.
All right. In the new case, the court will set bond at $100 as there does not appear, based on the totality of the circumstances and the fact that he's not eligible for PTR. In the 2020 MM8982 case, you said he missed a court date?
The court order indicates that he was not present at the January 13th hearing. However, as I indicated previously, they did not issue a failure to appear.
So we'll leave it as an ROR in the 2020 MM8982. Good luck to you, sir. Bradley Langford.
Your Honor, he's medical.
Smith. Good afternoon, sir. What is your name?
Jaquavia Smith.
All right, sir, you've been charged with trespass on a property after warning. Your bond was set at $500. That was in case 2021 MM717. Looks like you have another similar case, which is 2021 MM562, which was also a trespass on property after warning. Does he qualify for PTR?
Your Honor, due to the legal constraint in the 562 case, he was not recommended for the program.
Has he missed any court dates
In that specific case, Your Honor?
in the 562 case?
Let me check for you,
Looks
Judge.
like his next court date is February 16th, 2021.
No, Judge, he was released on Monday, the 25th, so he hasn't had a court date yet.
Can you determine if the location in 2021 MM562 is the same location as 2021 MM717?
Defer to the state, Your Honor.
Your Honor, could you list the open case again, case number?
The older case?
Yes.
It's 2021 MM562.
Yes, it is the same location. And that case is very new. We have not filed charges on it yet.
What is the state requesting?
Your Honor, I wouldn't object to ROR if there's a condition of no return to that scene. I'm not sure.
Well, he's already been ordered to do that once,
Yeah.
got out, and then 2 days later went back to the same place according to the allegations.
Understood. I'm not seeing any history for him, and he hasn't missed any court dates, so I'll leave it in the discretion of the court. If I would, I guess, ask for monetary bond at a very low amount.
Defense, I'm looking for some creative solutions. Got any?
Racking my brain, Your Honor. If Your Honor is not willing to release him on his own recognizance, I would also ask for monetary bond in a very low amount.
Is defense able to inquire as to why he's returning to this property? Is there something about it that he needs to go there for?
I can, Your Honor. You may have a moment to confer with him. Your Honor, defendant has indicated he's new to the area, and that's just the only place that he was familiar with.
right, in the new case, 717, since he's not eligible for PTR and a monetary bond does not appear to be feasible, the court will do ROR on that one. However, in the older case, 2021 MM562, court's going to impose a $100 bond on that since there's an alleged violation.
Understand, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
April Gunn.
All right, Miss Gunn. You are here on a series of out-of-county warrants. It looks like there's one from Pasco County in case 2019 CF4339, where your bond was set at no bond. Another one from Pasco County at 2020 CF397, where your bond was set at no bond. And a third one from Pasco County in case number 2020 CF1297. Your bond will remain as previously set in those cases. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Your Honor, Lieutenant Catherine, bonded.
Thank you. What is your name?
Samara McCaslin.
Okay. All right, I have Jean Marie Martinez. I'm picking up on this. Inmate number 2100-246. 6.
Martinez?
Mm-hmm.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Could you state your name again?
Samara McCaslin.
All right, got the right one. All right. Ms. McCaslin, you are here on an out-of-county warrant. And your bond has been set at no bond as a result of that. And then it also, that is, where is that from? Looks like that's from Volusia County. Do you agree with that, PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then I see a second out-of-county warrant also from Volusia County.
No, it's just a copy.
Huh?
It's just a copy.
Oh, it's just a copy. We do the 2 copies. All right. So I guess it looks like the original agency case number was 2017-101-802. That was for, looks like fraud, VOP on fraud, and grand theft and a fraudulent credit card issue. So those bonds will remain as previously set. It looks like there's an ongoing Orange County case, which is 2020 CF1309. Fraudulent use of a personal identification information and scheme to defraud. Is that the same one in Volusia?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's where she was arrested. Got it.
Yes, Judge.
All right. What I'm trying to figure out, did the Volusia events occur after the 2020 CF events?
Unfortunately, because that case is not an Orange County case, I don't have the proper access to find the offense dates for the Volusia County case.
What is her current bond status in the Orange County case?
Are you asking what she bonded out previously?
Yeah, what's her current bond status on that one, yeah?
She had a $5,000 surety bond on count 1 and a $2,500 surety bond on count 2.
All right, you're gonna be continued to be held no bond on the out-of-county warrant from Volusia County. State, at this point, I'm not inclined to take any action on the 2020 CF1 because I can't tell if the timeline on that.
Understood,
And
Your
if that becomes an issue, you can make a motion with the regular judge.
Will do.
Good luck to you.
Question. How long do I have to be here before they come and get me?
You'll need to talk to your attorney about that. I'm not in charge of transportation for Volusia County. Okay, take care.
Your Honor, Lieutenant Olson, bonded.
Thank you.
Your Honor, are you appointing the public defender's office on McCaslin?
For her pre-existing case or for the out-of-county?
For her current out-of-county charge?
Just for purposes of today's hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Spencer Osborne,
Your Honor, we don't have a friend to offer.
2100-2503.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Kevin Reel.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what's your name, sir?
That's Kevin Dwayne Real Jr.
All right, sir, you are being held pursuant to a Brevard County warrant in the amount of $2,000. And this court's not going to change that. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor,
If
if I may just clarify, are you appointing the PD for today's purposes on all of the out-of-counties?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
James Oliver Roberts.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you are being held on an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County in case number, let's see, 10 CF 2220. Your bond has been set at no bond in that case, and it will remain the same. Good luck to you. Tyzik Stagnaro.
He's medical, Your Honor.
All right, reset for tomorrow.
He's medical quarantine, Your Honor.
Okay. How long are you resetting those for?
They normally waive their appearance because they're gonna be in there for 14 days, so they normally waive their appearance.
Are you waiving his appearance since he's in quarantine and he's here on a out-of-county warrant?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive his appearance.
Thank you. Bond will be set at no bond in accordance with the out-of-county warrant. Thank you. All right, what is your name?
John Adam.
Your Honor, present. Decon, please.
Okay, reset for tomorrow.
Austin Dees, behavior.
Reset for tomorrow. All right. Sir, could you state your name again?
Adam Johns.
All right, sir. In case number 2021 CF1157, you've been charged with 4 counts. 1, trafficking in methamphetamines. Your bond was set at $100,000. Count 2 was possession. Your bond was set at $1,000. Count 3 was additional possession charges. Your bond was set at $1,000. And count 4 was possession of drug paraphernalia. And your bond was set at $500. Based on the severity of the charges, the court's going to take no action on that. Your bond will remain as previously set. Also looks like there's a violation of probation in 20 CF 3123. And in that situation, your bond was set at no bond and it will remain that way. Good luck to you, sir. What is your name?
Jaquan Walford.
Cedar bonded, Judge.
Thank you. We already handled Duggar, correct? One more time, sir?
Jaquan Walford.
Huh? What's he saying his first name? Could you say your first name one more time for me? I want to make sure I get it right.
Jaquanis.
All right, thank you. All right. So you are here in 21 MO 149, charged with disorderly conduct, and your bond was set at $250. I also understand that you have an open case, 2020 CF 14088, for carrying a concealed firearm. TPR?
He's on PTR right now, Judge. He was released on November 25th. That appears to be his only criminal history, is that ongoing case that he's on PTR for.
State?
Is placing him back on PTR an option? Since this is a,
He could not be recommended for the program due to being out on bond for the admin order. However, if the court feels that's appropriate, the release would be processed.
The court's concerned that the 2020 CF 14088 charge is pretty recent. It looks like he bonded out on November 25th, 2020, and he's charged with carrying a concealed firearm. In the case before the court today, he's accused of further violent behavior and striking another individual. Based on that, the court's going to have the bond remain the same as previously ordered in 21 MO 149. And the court's going to go ahead and revoke PTR in 2020 CF 14088, and he can take it up with his regular judge. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, there was a defendant,
Does it have anything to do with this case, or is it a different
No,
case?
Judge, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, which one?
Vasquez Aguilar, he bonded, but he needs to be advised of this immigration detainer. He's there, but he only speaks Spanish, so I didn't know if we wanted to reset him or try to call the language line or.
What happened, she said?
Vasquez Aguilar bonded on his local charges, however, he needs to be advised of this immigration detainer that needs to be on the record. So, that he requires a Spanish interpreter.
If somebody
So, but he's not going anywhere because of the detainer, correct?
Right.
Correct, Your Honor.
So let's just do it tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I think we got through the docket.
I think so, Judge.
Okay, all right, I'm going off the record.